Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we are taking a look at the aspects of your personality that you repress or have been repressing, and we're going to be taking a look at those aspects and why they deserve the spotlight. So the parts of you that want the spotlight, the parts of you that want to pop out and be at the forefront. Maybe it's already happening in your energy or they're waiting for their right time to pop out. That's what we're going to be taking a look at today, because a lot of the time when we have aspects of our personality and energies that we have repressed, we can sometimes look at those aspects as bad. We can sometimes look at those aspects as something that isn't safe or something we should be ashamed of or something we should keep hidden, and we deserve to shine those out and we deserve to stand in our truth. So we're going to be taking a look at why those parts of you deserve to be at the forefront and why they're emerging. That's what we're going to be taking a look at today. If there's noises in the room, I have three little helpers with me. Luna, Jasper and Veda are all here. Just chilling about, but they probably will make a little bit of noise, so I'm just letting you know that in advance. They might not, they may be pretty chill, but we'll see how it goes. It's just, a household full of cats, noise happens, but yeah, I have three crystals for you guys to choose from. Pile number 1 is the orange calcite. Pile number 2 is the clear quartz. And pile number 3 is the green aventurine heart. So see which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at the aspects of you that you repress that deserve the spotlight. So you guys chose the orange calcite. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle card. So let's get in. So pile number 1, please. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s. The aspects of my pile number 1s that they repress. I keep hearing like I need to clip my wings to fit in. I need to clip my wings to fit in. Pile number 1. Pile number 1. The aspects of my pile number 1s that they repress. King of Cups. Okay. The aspects of my pile number 1s that they repress that deserves the spotlight. King of Coins. Interesting. Okay, so you have King of Cups, King of Pentacles. One more card, please, spirit guides. The aspects of my pile number 1s that they repress. The aspects of my pile number 1s that they repress that deserves the spotlight. The Empress. That's a very powerful energy. The Empress, the King of Cups. I keep hearing watch me. Back of the deck we have the Three of Cups. Okay. You may have a lot of Saturn in your chart. Or you may have a lot of cardinal signs in your chart. Because that's the energy that I'm picking up. Very cardinal energy, leadership energy. Leo energy, Capricorn, Aquarius. Just cardinal energy in general. Okay. I feel like you already know this, but I'm just going to go over it. You guys are very innovative. I feel like you guys are here in life to dance to the beat of your own drum and move things in your own way. And I do feel like a lot of your earlier life was really getting to understand yourself, to be able to know which avenues to go down, bring whatever gifts you have through. It doesn't have to be spiritual gifts. It could be art. It could be, maths. It could be whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, to be able to bring your gifts through and build something of substance, I feel like that's kind of been your mission. I feel like you're here to build and be very innovative with that. And I'm not talking about like, the slow burning building. Like, I feel like you're here to be innovative. I feel like you're here to be creative. I feel like you're here to dance to the beat of your own drum and lead. I feel like that's what you're here to do. And the part of you that I feel like you repress, that I feel like needs to come out, is the part of you that just when I say demand respect, what I mean by that is, I feel like you've already proved that you're more than capable to do things by yourself. I feel like you guys have overcome a lot. I feel like you guys are extremely emotionally intelligent, and I feel like you guys have very perfectly through time balanced logic and the balancing of, you know, building with being creative and being innovative. Some people will have a strong energy in one or the other. I feel like you've learned to balance these things out, to have, you know, it's almost like I'm bringing heaven to earth. I'm bringing these ideas, these very otherworldly ideas, or these big ideas, and I'm bringing them into reality. Or I'm going to put this, it could be something simple, like I'm going to put this outfit with this accessories and it's gonna work. And it's like I'm creating something of substance, I'm blending, I'm taking risks. You have already earned your stripes in that. You do not need to keep proving that this is going to work, I can do this. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. There's something about your work speaking for itself, or what you've grown through and evolved through speaking from itself. You no longer need to play small, and you deserve respect for what it is that you've already built. There's something you've already built. It could be inwardly, it could be in the material. There's something you've already built and overgrown. People see it. People are aware of it. There's people in awe of it. There's people that are like, oh, that's actually come to fruition. Or that person really has evolved. That person really has changed. People see your shift. People see your change. You are allowed to demand respect for that. And not like, you bow down and respect me. Not like that. But I keep seeing people knowing your worth. Like, I see it, but it's like I'm still trying to overstep boundaries, because it's like, what is this energy that I'm getting into? People are still hoping that you don't know your worth, and people are still around you maybe hoping that you'll play small to accommodate. And I feel like sometimes you may subconsciously still do that. Or because I keep being shown somebody going, like somebody working for themselves, and then somebody going, can I see you? You going, okay, I'll make room for you on this day. And you could be like a very busy person. That person could not be. And then I see somebody going, oh, okay, like that's fine, but can you do it this day? Can you do it there? And it's like I'm moving days, and I'm not thinking of what that's taken out of you, what you're missing out of to make that day available. And it's almost like I'm toying with maybe your time, because I'm hearing time is money. Or like you're telling me things, or you're giving me free things, or you're helping me out, or you're letting me know things. And it's like it's almost like I'm taking it for granted. And there's a strong reference for you to raise your price and stand on it. Now, this could be in regards to business. This could also be in regards to the energy that you give to people. And that's a strong message coming through. Raise your price and stand on it. Because you proved yourself a long time ago, and you didn't even need to prove yourself. You've already grown and grown and grown, and people can see it. People can see now that you're a butterfly. People are aware of it. And I sternly want to say this. There's like a male energy coming through very sternly. Like, they know you're a butterfly. They're aware. So why are you still allowing them to give you caterpillar money? Why are you still allowing them to treat you like a caterpillar? You deserve respect, and you deserve to be treated as such. And if people can't pay the butterfly price, well, then they shouldn't be trying to pull on the butterfly in the first place. You deserve respect. You have you've overcome massive hurdles. I don't know which area this is in. It could be in business, it could be in self-development, inner work, shadow work, healing. Where you came from and where you are now, where you started, where you are now could be very different. You know, you are now a butterfly. People need to pay respect to that. But people are still chucking caterpillar money sometimes, I feel, and not respecting the butterfly boundaries. And they know that you deserve the butterfly treatment. So if that's the case, and they know it, we need to raise the price. And we need to demand that respect. Whether we voice that and we say, hey, like, you know, you need to stop thinking of where my time's going, or where my energy's going, or how much I'm giving. If you're gonna, you know, I need that respected. Because it's not even a case of like, do as I say, or I'm here now, blah blah blah. It's more so you should have respect for what it is I do, or the way that I move, or the boundary that I put in, or the energy that I'm, because there's something about business as well. But I see people around you fully blown aware that you are now a butterfly and giving you caterpillar money. And it doesn't have to, it could literally be like job, like I'm trying to get freebies from you or whatever, but it could also be in just your energy and not respecting where your time and effort is going to, and not even respecting how far you've come, and acknowledging that, you know, because it's almost like I'm still trying to get you to participate in caterpillar activities. And I love caterpillars and butterflies. Sometimes when I use animals, people don't like that I use animals, but this is just an analogy, right? I love caterpillars, I love butterflies, they're one and the same. I love them both. This isn't about them. This is just an analogy, right? I keep being shown somebody trying to get the butterfly to participate in things that are way, like, that butterfly has vocally said that they've outgrown. Like, it's reminding me, and this scene came up the other day, so it may have come up for you because it's the same scene coming up. I don't know what video it was now, but you know, in Ted, the movie, where Ted is still partying and doing all those like low vibrational things that like the guy, I can't remember his name, he doesn't want to be doing anymore. Like, he's got a wife and he keeps kind of leading him astray and he doesn't even want to be doing it. Like, I feel like that's the vibe. It's like, I'm not, the energy that I'm being put in with other people is like, I'm not respecting your boundaries or how much you've grown. So then you feel the need to take the caterpillar money, or you feel the need to come onto the ground with your wings and move in this pace, because it's like, I'm not budging. And that's where I'm here. No, you need to raise your price, and you need to stand in that energy of respect and allow that to take the spotlight, because you know how far you've come. I can see how far you've come. They know how far you've come. So why are they still moving that way? We need to put a heavy boundary in there and stand on it and raise the price there. I keep being shown someone like expecting you to just drop, because especially, and I find this, I can find this sometimes with myself, because obviously I work for myself, and it's like sometimes people don't realize, you know, the hours that we're putting in. Like, just because we're not working for like a corporate company or something like that, it doesn't mean that we don't have set hours and set times to put our energy in. Or it could even be something as little as like you're having a self-care day, or your work is very exhausting, so you need to take time out for it. And it's like, I'm not respecting that with you. It's like I'm going over those boundaries. I'm not respecting it. I'm expecting you to make the shift. I'm expecting you to come all the way down here, and I'm not coming up there. I'm expecting you to stay at the same, and it's just not. But at the same time, I'm expecting the same access to you. I'm expecting butterfly privileges, but I'm not looking to go into the cocoon and grow with you. But I'm also, instead of just like, you know, taking what I can get, it's almost like I want the butterfly energy, but I'm going to give you caterpillar money. You know, that's what I'm hearing, and you deserve to stand in your respect because you've grown. And people do see that, and there are going to be people as well that you open up to that come into your life that are going to see all of that and be able to fly like that with you. And I'm not saying anyone's above anyone. That's not what I'm saying. We're all moving through life at different paces. We're all focusing on different parts of our journeys. No one's above anyone. But you've done a lot of work to get to where you are, and you do deserve respect. You've really evolved and grown. And I feel like the message is raise your price, but what needs to be put on the forefront is a firm, I said what I said, like, I am who I am, I've grown, I don't need to prove that to anyone, I'm here, and I'm going to move about as such. And maybe a little bit of a more selfish approach, because I do think you think of other people, and that's beautiful. You know, we want to think of other people, we love the people that are in our lives, but sometimes we need to be a bit more selfish. I'm learning this myself, to be more selfish. And I feel like that's what you guys are maybe needing to bring to the forefront as well. Just being a little bit more selfish, and being a bit more either firm in your boundaries, or standing and putting that crown on your head and just knowing who you are, and just, you know, this is my currency, raising your price and standing in it boldly. That's what deserves to take the spotlight. It's raining. I hope it doesn't get too loud. But yeah, let's pull some more cards. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. Pile 1s, please. Pile number 1s, please, spirit guides. Oh, just 2 cards, please. There's a lot of cards. These are really good to shuffle, but they're falling out of my hands. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. What aspects of pile number 1 need to see the spotlight? I just want you to stand in your truth. And, you know, it's like I'm raising my price because I know my worth, and I know what I deserve. I know the level of friendship I'm giving out. I deserve that back. I know the time that I put into people. I deserve that back. Because there's something about, like, maybe you wanting to, like, do something with someone, and then you're moving days around. That could even cost you dearly, but you're doing it because you want to show up for somebody. But, like, they're not even moving anything around that. Like, it wouldn't even mean anything. Does that make sense? Like, I have the day off, I just can't be bothered, and I'm just gonna say that I can't be bothered to go. And it's like, you're making these big moves for someone while somebody's not. It's just like, oh, whatever. And it's just not fair. You know? And that's where you deserve to, like, stand in that. Yeah, we have Shad in Pain, the snake. You've outgrown. I feel like you've removed, you know, you've outgrown your old skin. People can see it. People are aware of it. People know this. You know? Because I think you may be given the benefit of the doubt of, like, maybe they don't realise how much I've got. People see it. That's a strong message coming through. People see it. People are aware. It's like I feel protective over you. You know? It's like, have some respect and understanding. Like, you should be paying them the butterfly money because they're giving you that and more, you know? And that could be in your career, it could be in your workplace, it could be with your friends, it could be with family. I'm hearing Rihanna's song, Be Better Have My Money. Be careful with the naughty words, but yeah, we have earthwork, the tree. Yeah, staying solid and rooting yourself in to your boundaries. You know what I mean? If we want the tree to bear its fruits, if we want the tree to grow the apples, we need to take care of the tree. We need to nurture the tree. We need to make sure it's getting the sunlight. We need to be watering it. We need to be taking care of it. And most importantly, we need to be respecting it because it's what's bringing us food. It's what's bringing that abundance to us. And what you give out deserves respect back. I think you give your all to the people in your circle. We have relish in abundance, summer. And if people don't want to give that back, well, you should be pouring it back into you. You know what I mean? I feel like you should be pouring that into yourself in general anyway. But if people can't match it, instead of going down to the, you know, the caterpillars and putting your wings on the ground, pour it back into yourself. You know what I mean? Pull that straight back into yourself because you deserve it, and you deserve people that are gonna, you know, give you that energy anyway. And respect your time, respect your friendship, respect the work that you put in, respect your, you know, respect your business, you know, and the time that goes into it, whatever it is that you're doing. Or just respect your life and your lifestyle in general, and you know, respect that. It should be reciprocated. Pile 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. Pile 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. Okay. We have the universe. Why do we have the universe, please, spirit guides? Actually, I'm going to put like 2 and 2 because I've got a card to go in the middle. So pile number, let me make sure that focuses. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. What aspect should be at the forefront? Speak the truth. I don't know if you can see. Speak truth. On the back of the deck, we have the Wilding, and it's the Two Swords, but it's reversed. And I don't normally read these cards in reverse, but the fact that they're there, it's almost like people are just trying to try, like I'm being shown like a guarded castle, and like I know this person worked really hard for this castle, so I should be at the front and I should be paying to get in, but I'm trying to find a back door to get in because it's more convenient to me. It's more convenient. It's easier. It's just more convenient if I go through the back door. But it's like, well, you should be paying to get in like everybody else because you know the effort that's gone into it, you know? That's what I'm seeing with these. It's like people are trying to maybe use the same old boundaries, and it's just not, it's not working, and it's not fair because you deserve more. I think you think of people too. I feel like you genuinely do think of people in your circle. The universe and speak truth. You may even find that you're being put in positions where you may need to speak up for yourself too, because it's almost like that part of you is trying to come out and activate it. Activate that part of you. And when I say demand and respect, it's like putting a boundary firm down. I've moved all of this around. Why can't you do that? I've been working so hard to make sure that this is of quality. Why can't you pay that price? You want this for free, but yet I've been working really hard at it, like, and I had to pay for yours, so why do you want mine for free when I've been working really hard? Like, whatever it is, you know what I mean? I've shown up for you when you've been emotionally going through it, and now I'm emotionally going through it and I need space, and you're not respecting my space. You expect me to keep being there, and you know that I need time to recalibrate. Why are you not respecting this? And it's like I'm almost being called to start, like, use my voice and bring this up and talk about it and be like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This isn't fair. And I feel like you're being called to use that voice in certain instances. And it's okay if, like, in some instances you're able to, and then in other instances you're like, oh, I don't know if I should, because that can, especially when we've had trauma there and we're working through it, sometimes we can fall back into old patterns, and sometimes it can just be a little bit difficult to stand in our truth, to stand in who we are, when for a long time we've been avoiding doing that, or for a long time we've maybe been in a people pleaser energy because we've learned from young to appease everyone to keep safe. Like, be patient with yourself as you're learning this, because I do feel like this is a theme currently in your life, and I feel like you're going to get to a point where you really are standing up for your truth, and whoever falls away, you know what I mean? The right people will stay in respect, and that's what I see happening for you guys. I feel like this may be a phase that you're in where you're learning to really speak up for yourself. And we have Scrying as your final card, intuition. Scrying. Why do we have Scrying, intuition? What do we have at the back quickly? Skull of Stars, infinite possibilities. Yeah, I feel like you bring a lot of wisdom to people. With Scrying and intuition, like, I keep being shown somebody reaching for the stars and doing everything they can to get to that star. Like, you've really grown and you've really evolved. 100%. And you should be so proud of all that you have done. That's a really strong message coming through with these cards, with the infinite possibilities at the back. I feel like people have watched you and are aware of your worth and what you can do. 100% people are aware. Especially the people in your close-knit circle. Like 100%. And I also feel like intuitively there's a message coming through. You'll know when it's time to maybe just step and pull back from certain people. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It doesn't have to be anyway. But you'll know when it's time to move on from something and move on from someone. And I feel like there may be somebody that you're intuitively feeling. I'm being called for you to trust your intuition and listen to your intuition. If somebody's not stepping up, or if somebody's not respecting you in that way, even when you've put in boundaries, I'm here and listen to your intuition, because it's like, there's something you're on to. Some of you guys, there's something that you're onto, or there's somebody that may be in your head right now that you're like, yeah, this person, they know what they're doing. And I keep hearing, like, listen to your intuition and don't lower it. Like, don't just go, oh, well, this person's just doing this person's just doing that, because there's something, I want to say it, like, somebody knows what they're doing. And that's only take that if it resonates. If that doesn't resonate with you, don't take it on. Only if you have a specific person in your mind, somebody knows what they're doing. And that's somebody you need to be firm with. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Somebody knows what they're doing. Listen to your intuition with someone. Only if there's somebody in your head. If there's no one in your head, that message isn't for you. Yeah, so pile number 1, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at the parts of you that you repress and what parts of you deserve the spotlight. So you guys chose the clear quartz. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. If my voice sounds funny, I just drank hot tea. And for some reason my mouth feels dry. And I don't know, I just feel like my voice has changed. You may not realise a difference. I could just feel it in my voice. Okay, pile number 2. The parts of my pile number... Right, first thing I want to say, and I've said this in a reading the other day and you're probably the same pile. Your energy feels so fresh, clear, light, and just at peace. Like, I feel like maybe recently you've reached a level of inner peace, so that's brewing currently. I don't even see anything too heavy in your energy. You feel light. It feels very fresh, like new beginning. And that's not to say you don't have anything else to ever heal from. It just means that when things are coming up, you're just naturally allowing things to pass. You're not holding on to them. Because of that, your energy feels like it's flowing and you feel very light, which is really beautiful. And I do feel that a lot of what you used to, because I want to talk in past tense for you guys, a lot of what you used to repress is no longer... There's no more weights on it. I keep being shown, you know, in New Year's and you're told to like open all, I do this on a new moon, but they say to do it on New Year's, where you're told to open all windows and doorways and just let the new air in. I like to do that on a new moon, not my doorways, but the windows. There's a feeling of that, like anything that would have been repressed and behind these doors, the door is now open. And there's like, it's not even like a clear out is happening. It's just like anything that needs to come out is able to come out. I also feel like I'm sitting and I'm waiting for aspects of me, parts of me to reveal themselves. Like I'm sitting in, this is literally what I'm being shown. Imagine like a really big, like Victorian style house. And I'm sitting in like a foyer, like a lobby type of thing. I don't know what Victorian houses have that, but that's what I'm being shown. So I've got the staircase going up and I have all rooms around me, like I have multiple rooms around me, and the whole house is just empty, and I'm sitting on a chair and I'm like kind of just patiently sitting and waiting for whatever needs to come out of these doors to come out and greet them. And it's almost like I want to hug and embrace them, to embody them. So I feel like you're currently on a journey, pile number 2, of activating and opening up to new parts of you. I keep being shown like a field full of, I'm actually being shown poppies and loads of poppies like coming up and sprouting up. So yeah, I feel like there's new aspects of you and new energies that are starting to be activated because of a clearing that you've been doing. So it's funny, I feel like a lot of aspects of you are going to be deserving the spotlight, and I think that they're slowly coming in as you activate them as parts of you. Some of them may already be here, and I'll just let spirit take me where we need to go in regards to what currently deserves the spotlight in your energy, because I think that you've been through a shedding phase. You are now meeting parts of you, and I think you've done incredible work for your energy to be that clear and for that to be shown to me so beautifully. I think that you're very much in a spring phase and new parts of you are being activated, and I just think that's really, really beautiful and shows the work that you've done. So well done, pal, to it. That's really beautiful, the energy that I'm being shown. So pile number 2, you may feel like you're shifting and changing a lot, like, oh, my vibe is changing, my aesthetic is changing, my approach is changing. It's going to, and I think you may be like this for like maybe like a year or a bit longer, maybe 2 years. It's not always going to be so rapid, I'm hearing. It's just that there's so many parts of you that would have been repressed that are now feeling safe enough to come out, that you're taking time you know, with them, nurturing them. And the more you're doing that, it's like more aspects are blooming. So you're constantly kind of evolving. Like, I would like this type of house, I would like that type of house, I'd like this type of car, I'd like that type of car, I want my hair like this, I want my hair like that. Because it's like, one minute you're activating divine feminine energy, the next minute you're activating divine masculine energy, next minute you're super connected to like deeper celestial energies, the next minute you want to be very grounded. And just take your time and allow yourself to ever change. You feel very mutable right now. Even if you don't have any mutable signs in your chart, you just feel very mutable right now. And there's an openness to, you know, what's to come. So in their current energy that they're watching this, what aspects of them deserve the spotlight? What could they focus on, or what's currently emerging within them that they need to give the spotlight to, or that wants the spotlight? Pile number 2. Knave of Coins. Pile number 2. 10 of Wands. Pile number 8 of Wands. Okay. 8 of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Knave of Coins. And we have the Ace of Swords at the back of the deck. Okay. Okay, why do we have these cards, please, Spirit Guides? 8 of Wands, 10 of Wands, Knave of Coins. Okay. There's 2 things going on at once that I'm feeling. I'm being taken to a time period in your life, which for some of you guys would have been your teens, and for some of you guys would have been your 20s. I'm also being taken to early 30s as well. I'm not so being taken to childhood. I'm being taken to teens to like 30s. That's where I'm being taken to, and only there. And I'm being taken to a time period where things were very fast. I was maybe in a karmic phase. Things were moving very, very fast. I never got to undo what an average 30-year-old does, what an average 20-year-old does, what an average teenager does. Like, I had to focus on other things. Maybe I had to focus on the family home. Maybe I needed to focus on purging. Maybe I was in so much pain, I wasn't able to experience certain partnerships, certain friendships. Maybe I never went on, a vacation, or I never got to wear things that other people were wearing. And it can be as little as that, by the way. I never got to be like, and this is where there's 2 things coming on. I'm mourning that I didn't get it, and that I didn't get to really savor it at the time because I was focused on other things. But I'm also experiencing it at the same time for that version of me. It's like that version of me wanted to experience this and feel that, so I'm going to do that now. So it's like I'm almost listening to music that, people in their teens would have listened to back then, or people in their 20s would have listened to then, or people in their 30s. Like, I just want to casually date because maybe I was in a long-term partnership that might have been a bit unhealthy. I never got to experience like dating and doing those things like that. So it's almost like I want to do things lighthearted and just experience things from that time period that I didn't get to experience like everybody else. Maybe I didn't have the money at that time to get a car while everybody else was driving about. Let me experience that now. I not only owe it to myself, it's almost like I'm grieving a little bit because I'm grieving what I didn't get. While everyone else was having this experience, I didn't get it. But I'm also experiencing it now for that version of me. Let's go do that, Or like I turned 30 and everyone was buying a home, but I didn't have the money to do that. But now I've just bought a home. Let me experience that and be excited. Because that version of me never got to have that, so I'm doing it for them now. So it could be as little as like wearing outfits, listening to music, taking your time, being carefree, or it can be as like, I'm dropping money on this car, I'm dropping money on this house, I'm taking myself on a vacation, I'm doing these things that I never got to do because there were other things that I needed to focus on while everybody else got to do it. Some of you guys may have a lot of Saturn influence over your chart. I feel like you experienced it a lot young, and I feel like you were going through a lot young, and in formative years where people just got to have fun and do certain things, I feel like you were either deprived of them or you just weren't able to experience them in the best way because your mind was on other things. Your mind was on other experiences that were going on. you weren't able to do those things. And that's not you experiencing these and giving space to them, isn't you being behind. It's not you being quote unquote childish. It's not you going backwards. You deserve every little victory. And the fact that you've overcome so much and still managed to get to these milestones, and you're still able to give space to this version of you to give them what they deserve when they didn't get it, that's beautiful. And I feel like that's the message right now, because I'm reliving a time period, but in a beautiful way, where I can just have fun and enjoy myself. Maybe it's opening up to a fresh new connection and taking my time and not worrying too much. Maybe it's dating about. Maybe it's, going to all these fun places that I never got to go to before. Maybe it's styling myself like this when I didn't feel confident to do it in my teens or in my 20s or in my 30s. Now I'm going to do it, because who said that I can't do it? Like, there's a very liberating feeling here. And I would really sit, there's almost this reference, like I've got my ear out and I'm listening to the feelings that come up and what I want to do. I keep being shown from the Princess Diaries where what's her name? What's the girl from the Princess Diaries? Anne Hathaway. What does she play? Who does she play? Well, anyway, in Princess Diaries, she's like a young 16-year-old. I can't remember her name. Was it Emily? I don't know. And basically she finds out that she's the princess of Genovia, whatever. And the queen of Genovia, who's her grandmother, comes to visit her. I think she's in San Francisco. I may be wrong. I'm just explaining it for those of you that haven't watched it. And she takes her grandmother, who's like royalty, to, I think it's like a Pia or something like that, and she has her try like a corn dog for the first time, and she has her like, there's like this wrestling thing where she puts her hand in it and wrestles it, and you can see like, obviously that royal grandmother, like she's been deprived of a lot because, she was royal, she couldn't do normal things like that, and you can see her really like enjoying herself and trying these things, and that's kind of what I'm feeling. It's almost like you're allowing your inner teenager to do these things that maybe you didn't get to do, or maybe you did them but you weren't present in the moment because you were focused on other things, so you didn't get to feel the joys that came with it. So it's like I'm revisiting it to bring joy to it, and that's the focus right now, and that's what needs to be at the forefront. And I think you're in a teenager, or you're in a 20-year-old, in a 30-year-old, and of course if time periods are different, it's just that's where I'm being focused on. I'm not singling out any ages, that's just where I'm being taken. But if it is a different time period that you're thinking of where there was a lot of chaos, because it could as well be your childhood, allow any of it to come out and allow them to have their fun and have their moment that maybe they didn't get at a certain point for whichever reason, whatever you were going through. And it doesn't even have to be trauma. It could have just been you were just focused on other things, or you had to be physically focused elsewhere and you didn't get to have that. But I do feel for a lot of you guys, I feel like you were just deprived of either the joys of something, or you were just deprived of it completely because you had to focus on other things. And I don't need to tell you that you're not behind, because I think you're not behind. I think that you've done a brilliant job, because I can see it. I think that. But you also deserve to have that fun too, and that's what deserves the forefront. And just experiencing new things for the first time. Maybe you've been in relationships that might have been a bit karmic, trauma bonds, and you've never had like a relationship that you were able to just be open to without looking at it through the lens of wounds. And there's new parts of you that are going to grow in regards to your relationships that you've never met before. You know what I mean? Because you're no longer looking at it through the eyes of wounds. So it's like, well, what's to come here? How can, you could be falling in love for the first time, or you could be, having friendships for the first time that really see you, and new aspects are coming out there, and you deserve all of this. You really do. And that's who we want to give space to right now, that version of you. Whichever part of you is sticking out in your mind right now will be that version of you, because I feel like you felt it a little bit. I'm hearing Teenage Dirtbag. I don't know what I'm hearing that song, so it could be your teens that we're thinking of. I'm thinking of like rock music for some reason. I'm thinking of like Avril Lavigne. I don't know why, if anyone listened to her or if that's significant. That's what I'm hearing as well. I'm hearing What the Hell by Avril Lavigne, where she sings, all my life I've been good, but now I'm thinking, what the hell? I don't care about if you love me, hate me. I don't know the lyrics fully, but yeah, that's what's coming through. And as this comes through, you may have nostalgic moments. You may have moments where old connections may come up. Observe, feel into them, they'll flow through. you know, because that door's open, the old energy's clearing out. There could be people that are connected to those time periods that you're just aware of, but at the same time honor the feeling, because there's two feelings. There's like, I'm mourning, but I'm not mourning too heavy. I've done that. I'm mourning lightly. I can feel the feelings, feel a bit nostalgic, but it's just coming out, and then something is activating at the same time, you know. Yeah, so let's pull some more cards. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. It's autumn and I am completely sweating today. I had my hoodie on when I started filming because it was so cold up here, but I am completely, I'm boiling. I heat up when I film anyway, but I just feel really hot today. But I keep drinking tea and it's hot, so maybe that's why as well. Pile number 2. Yeah, I see somebody booking a vacation or trying something for the first time that you feel everybody around you was able to do, but you couldn't do it for whatever reason. You know, I keep being shown somebody in Disneyland as well. Pile number... Oh, and that card just ran away from me. Okay, hang on. We have change. Oh no, not change. I thought I said change. Well, there is a change coming in. I feel like you've already made that change though. Candle, firework. There's almost a feeling like you're coming home. You may feel like you're in retrograde. You may feel like past energies are coming up, but you're actually retrieving parts of you that didn't feel safe to come out, or you had no other choice but to repress, and you're sparking that light back. And every time that you spark that light back and that door opens and that version of you walks through the door and you greet it and you embrace it, they're also activating something within you, because not only is that part of you coming home, but parts of you that were repressed with that version of you are now being lit within your consciousness. You're becoming aware of, and they're helping you see things even more clearly than before. And they're also giving you the spark of life back every time that it happens, because I feel like you've already been doing this in different ways, you know. But this is a time period that we're focusing on here. But I see somebody lighting that candle back. It's almost like I'm embracing you and I'm lighting that candle back. Like I'm being shown in Canto with the home, and that candle, as long as the candle is lit, the house has its magical powers and whatever. And as the candle starts to dwindle because the family are breaking down and not respecting each other and loving each other or whatever, you know, the house starts to crack and they all start to kind of turn against each other. And at the end, they build the house back up, and the flame burns bright like again. And there's a scene where Mirabelle hugs the grandmother and all the butterflies go around and she's holding the candle. But when the house is put back together and that candle burns again, they're all back in unison and they're all dancing. And that's kind of what I'm being shown here with this candle and firework. It's like these parts of you are coming back out and going, we didn't get to do this, let's do this. And you're like, yeah, let's do it. You didn't get to do it then. You've been repressed, and we need to do that for you. We need to wear that. We need to sing that. We need to honor these feelings or emotions. We need to go get that. We need to go do that. Let's go do that. You know? Pile number 2. We have spring. I said that. We have spring. Celebrating innocence. We have spring. I said that. There's a lot blooming within you right now. And I think one by one, I think the shedding did not come one by one. I think the shedding, everything just fell down. I think the clear out was pretty intense. But the spring phase, it's coming in one by one. So you can take your time and savor it. And I think you've been in this phase for a little while, and this is the version of you coming through now, which is beautiful. The back of the deck, we have tree, earthwork. Tree, earthwork. Planting seeds, having them grow. Yeah. Like these seeds are coming out of the doorways. It's like, right, let's plant that, let's plant that. Let's take our time. Parts of you that are being pressed are now being repressed and now being celebrated. You're celebrating it one by one, those parts of you that are coming back. That's really beautiful. Really beautiful. Pile number 2. There's lots of you that's been getting the spotlight recently. I think you're taking your time. Next up. Like, I'm seeing a line of different people, like, waiting for their audition. It's like, right, next up. Let's take our time and listen, you know, and watch and allow that to play out. So it's like your inner child is probably, I guess maybe before this, your inner child came up and you were given to your inner child and pouring into that version of you. And I see that in different ways. All those parts of you are coming up for you to love, and I see you just so patiently waiting there in that chair, waiting for them to come through and just honoring them. And I just think that's such a beautiful image to be shown, and the feeling that comes with it is just so, it makes me feel emotional because my heart feels very full. I feel like I'm coming home to myself, and it's really beautiful. Pile number 2. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Parts of my pile number 2 that deserve the spotlight right now. Connect to the heart. Pile number 2. Oh, hang on, your card fell on the floor. We have patience. Yeah, I was saying you're sitting there very patient. You're sitting there very patient as these parts of you slowly feel safe enough to come out of the doorway. And the back of the deck, we have ancestors. You may even be finding as well that you're activating parts of your energy that was connected to your ancestors, and also parts of like your ancestors' childhoods and teenage years and 20s and 30s and, you know, however many years, like part of them is also coming through and experiencing that with you and experiencing that joy with you, because it definitely feels more grand than maybe even just you. You know, you may be, how do I put this into words? Maybe for generations back, people had to struggle and not have the financial support to have that first, or join in with everybody else and have X, Y, and Z, and you're one of those first people in a long time ancestral that's able to do that. So you're not just celebrating for you, you're celebrating not only for everybody before you, but everybody who's going to descend from you and experience it and not have to worry. Like, it's very big. There's a big weight on this in a beautiful way. Or, you know, back through the family line, the ancestral line, it could be like love, you know, everybody could have looked through love through the eyes of wounds, and you are opening up to this fresh perspective and feeling whole within yourself first, and that feeling of self-love. So you're not just activating that for you. That's not just the only thing walking through that door. It's your ancestors walking through that door and being able to feel that too, because not only is it felt backwards, but then it's going to be passed on to your descendants and children. So it's very deep, you know, very, very deep. And I think the shedding process for you was very deep, because I don't think it was just your tears that you were purging out. I think it was tears way back, you know, in your ancestral line. I don't think it was ever just yours. And I think that's why this feels so grand, you know. Probably why I saw Encanto with all the family members as well. It's like the cracks being repaired, because Mirabelle, you know, she kind of salvages the family, and she holds space for the family, and she has everybody activate, you know, she has Louisa learn to take a step back and chill instead of always being, you know, physically burdening herself with other people's issues and problems. She has Isabel become more authentic to herself instead of having to be perfect all the time. So because she's activating those parts within everybody else, she saves the home, she saves the family. And has these parts come up. That's why she's like the hero in the film and in the house. I feel like Encanto the movie would be very watching that would really feel like a homecoming for you. I feel like watching that would mean a lot to you guys and listening to that, because I'm hearing all of you, the song that they sing. Yeah, I think this goes way beyond you, but I think you're the one that's welcoming these things through and making a big change. And it's probably why I saw change, even though it said candle. My eyes adjusted to it saying change for some reason, but I think that happened for a reason, because I think you brought change in. Pile number 2, The aspects of pile number 2 that deserve the spotlight. Final card. Ooh, we have ghost, regret. Interesting. And do you see all these windows? That's how the house looked like a chair with all the doorways open. So you may feel a little bit like you're welcoming ghosts or echoes of the past right now at times. It doesn't feel too heavy, but you may feel like it. You may feel like, why is this connection coming up? Or why is this time period coming up? Or why is this happening? But it's happening to each version of you that's popping out of those doorways. That are going to have their own ghosts. And I feel like you're sitting with them. You're grieving what you didn't get to experience or any feelings that are attached to it. So you're releasing it. And then at the same time, you're activating and building anew. You know what I mean? Like when we think of the old traditional telling of ghosts, they were coming back because they had quote unquote unfinished business. So I feel like that's what you're doing. It's like, oh, you never got to activate this, let's do it. Oh, you never got to do this, let's do it. Let's do that. And then it goes way beyond you, because it maybe goes for people that have passed over and aren't here with us anymore, but they're on that family line, and it's like, oh, we're bringing in abundance. So it's strong, and it's beautiful because you're activating these beautiful parts of you. And then we have skull of darkness, blind spots at the back of the deck. These are parts of you that maybe you didn't even realize you were repressing in the past. These are parts of you that you had no choice but to just lock away, and you didn't realize that they were there. And they hold vital keys and lights to activate new parts of yourself. That's why, you know, it's like you're coming home. So they're bringing these parts of you that maybe you've forgotten about, you know, for you to feel home. And it's kind of like a soul retrieval, and it's taken its time, but it's really beautiful. Yeah. So pile number 2, that is what I have for you guys. This reading went completely different to how I expected it, but this was really, really beautiful, and I really hope that this resonated for you guys. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what aspects of you that you repress and that deserve the spotlight. So you guys chose the green aventurine. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 3, please spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s. The aspects that my pile number 3s repress and that deserves the spotlight. The aspects of my pile number 3s that they repress. I don't know if some of you guys are single, but you can apply this to a relationship if you want. But like, there's almost this feeling of like, you know what, if I have to play games, or if I have to put on a mask or put on a different face to experience this, then I'd rather just not have it. And I'm kind of looking at that as relationships, but it could be friendships too, so just apply. But it's almost like because you could be hearing advice too, where it's like, well, I don't want to do all of that. Like if I'm stepping towards a friendship or connection, yes, I'm going to put my boundaries in, and yes, I'm not going to give all of my energy straight away. Like I'm going to take my time. But like if I have to keep playing push and pull, or if I have to keep playing these games, like I don't want it. Like I want to show up as myself or nothing at all. And I want to say you're completely valid in that for a start. Because there's almost this feeling of like, I just cannot be bothered with, I feel a bit tainted from maybe past connections from a past cycle, but it's kind of like I cannot be bothered with the back and forth. I can't be bothered with the games. I can't be bothered with the stress that comes with it. But I'm looking at it through the eyes of the past, and then it's like I'm repressing my need for connection because I'm telling myself it's easier alone. And while it's great to be on our own, the pendulum's always swinging. We know when it's time to be on our own. We know when it's time to recalibrate. We know when it's time to maybe isolate. But then it's almost like there's a shift coming where it's like, okay, it's time when you're ready. The cave is open. Step out when you want to. And it's like the feeling, and this is for the people that deep down genuinely are craving connection, but it's like I can't be bothered for the games. Like, I'm looking outside and I know there's dinosaurs and stuff out there, and I don't want to leave, even though I'm craving connection. So it's like I'm hiding away still. And if you genuinely don't care for connection, this might not be a reading, because this is for people that, you know, you may still think about or fantasize or want connection or want to do things, but it's like, well, there's no point. And there is point, but we're going to get into that. We're going to see why it's repressed and why this needs to come out. Pile number 3. Parts of my pile number 3 that they've repressed that deserves to be in the spotlight. Parts of my pile number 3 that have been repressed that deserve to be in the spotlight. Show me the energy, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. Parts of them that they've repressed. I see somebody fed up. Even now as I'm explaining this, like, I'm just fed up. 2 of Coins. Yeah, I give and I'm not getting anything back. I'm sick of giving and not getting anything back. And you're valid in every feeling you feel, by the way. Pile number 3. Pile 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. Pile, what have we got? Strength. I'm hearing Growing Pains by Alexia, and I think it's like the reprise or like an interlude or something, and she sings These Days I'm My Own Best Friend. Pile number 3. Queen of Cups. You have a lot of love to give. And there's someone out there looking for that same love. Whether it's a friendship or a relationship. Yeah, we have the 6 of Cups reversed. It's almost like I'm looking back. It's like I don't want the same. It's either like I still feel a bit scorned, or it's like, you know what, I just don't want to go around the merry-go-round again. But maybe when you get back to that theme park, who said you have to go back on the merry-go-round? Why don't you go on the Helter Skelter? Why don't you go on why don't you go on the fun house? You know, you don't have to get back on the merry-go-round. It's almost like I'm looking at it like, well, this is the type of connections I'm going to run into again, forgetting that you are no longer who you were when those connections came in, and those lessons have already been learned, and you've already put your foot down, and you've already put your boundaries in. The question here is, do you trust yourself? That's a message that I want to bring through. Do you trust yourself that you're going to put these boundaries in? Do you trust yourself that you're going to be able to honor how you feel if somebody steps towards you with pennies and you know your worth? You're going to honor. Do you trust yourself that you're going to honor your own price? Because I don't see scenarios happening again like they used to. Because I don't think you're the same person. And I think that you've done a really great job in getting to know yourself, growing within yourself and putting these boundaries down. And it's very, very, very natural for you guys to feel wary of coming back out of that cave. It's very, very natural for you to feel wary of letting people back in. Especially when before you may have learned a lot of lessons and, you know, you had to clear up the mess, basically. That's completely valid. And anything that you're feeling is valid. But you also owe it to yourself with the love that you have to give and the love that you've given out to now receive that back. Because it wasn't a case of like, sometimes when I say about like, we deserve something back, sometimes people think it's meant in the way of like the universe is withholding something until we learn something and then they hand it. But that's not how it is at all. Energetically, we go through experiences, and we, like, for example, if we didn't know boundaries before because of the way that we grow up, or we didn't know to be discerning because we were never taught to be discerning growing up, or, you know, whatever the case, those experiences are going to happen for us, and we might not be able to acknowledge or see other experiences that may be fruitful, because we're just doing what we know. We don't know any better. So when we go through these karmic experiences and we go through these experiences like that are repeating the same lessons maybe from childhood that we didn't learn, they're a chance for us to maybe learn the boundaries, maybe learn the discernment, learn all of that and transform, because it's those people and those connections that have taught us the lessons that we didn't learn in childhood, which is I need to discern, I need to have my boundaries up, I need to make sure somebody is able to give what I give out and reciprocate that. I need to make sure of that. So once we learn that and we take our time and we grow and pour into ourselves in that way, and we know our worth and all that, then because we've done that, we're going to recognize, you know, the people that are going to come in and be able to pour that back, and the people that will try, because even still, you're going to step back out. There are going to be people that are probably going to see your light and step towards you with panties, but now you know better, so now you don't have to entertain it. Now you can go, no. Now you can put the boundaries in. You've learned that now. Before, you might not have known that, and that wasn't your choice. That could have been something that happened from childhood that you were purging and working through, and being told not to focus too much on that aspect, because I feel like you know of this, because you've transformed this. That's why you're here. But now that you know, it's like you don't have to entertain anybody just chucking panties at you, because you know your worth and you've raised the bar. So now you're able to recognize, this isn't what I want this, and you'll be able to recognize it when it comes around. Whereas before, you might not have been taught that. That had to take its time to grow within you. So it wasn't that anyone was holding anything from you. You know, that was a journey that you were going through. And I feel like you have so much love to give, but there's almost this feeling of like, yeah, people are going to just try and give me panties for it. But you have boundaries now. You know your price now. Do you not trust them, or do you not trust yourself? And why don't you trust yourself? Because there's a feeling of it's time to take the leap. You know, because I think you've come so far. You deserve beautiful friendships, beautiful love, beautiful connections. You deserve it. And I think deep down, that is what you want. And it's okay if you're still feeling a little bit jaded. That's okay too. You know, and take your time coming out of the cave too. You want to take your time. But there's a version of you that's wanting to be loved and wanting to be seen and wanting that. And there's more than one of you watching. You're not the only person in the world that has this beautiful love within them. There's a lot of you watching, you know, a lot of you. And I can feel the energy's grand. So there are people out there that have that same love as you. It's present in this reading because there's a bunch of you here with the same energy. And now you're going to be able to recognize that and say no to anything that doesn't resonate with you, because you've got to know yourself. Please trust yourself, because I feel you do want connection. You do want friendships. You do want, you know, relationships. You do want to share your love, you know? And there are people that are not only going to want to experience it, but they're also going to want to pour that into you. And you've learned to recognize other givers, you know? Maybe before it was like, I grew up to give like this because people around me would take us, so I had to learn this is my role. But now you learned that if people aren't reciprocating, it's a no. So now you've tailored your energy and your frequency, you transform to be able to see other givers. And you deserve this so much. You have a very big, beautiful heart. That's why you chose the Green Aventurine heart. You know, you have a very big heart. And there are other people out there that are like you. You're not even on, and I'm an energy reader, right? You are not even on the same timelines as you were. You're not. I keep being shown Spy Kids 2. If you've never watched it, there was a guy who was like a scientist, and he was living on this island, and he made these tiny little monsters. Like he made a spider monkey, and he made a flying pig, and he made this lizard monster thing. I don't know. And he made all of these things anyway. And then, as well as making the little ones on this tiny little thing inside of this vacant volcano that he was living in, he also made massive giant ones. But they got so big, and then he got scared, so he scurried into the volcano, and he stayed in the volcano. And he stays in that, and he's too scared to go out because he's worried about what may happen. The end of the movie, when he does make his way out of the volcano, he realizes the reason that these animals were chasing him is because they recognized him as that, you know, friend, you know, who created them, and they just wanted to give him love. But it was like, because he was so tainted, he was like, I don't know, I'm staying in this volcano, I don't want to experience it, I'm worried. But when he took that leap out, because it is daunting and we have to feel into it, you know, it's daunting. When he took that leap out, they ran to him, and then, you know, the end of the movie is with them all, and that's his island, and they're all with them, and it was really, really cute. And yeah, there's almost this feeling of like, take your time, of course. I know you're probably maybe as well avoiding the feelings that may come up, the scared feelings, the worried feelings that may come up when you do let people in. And if you haven't let people in for a while and then people start coming in, that can be a bit daunting. It may be a bit intense. But please trust yourself, because you really, really do deserve the love that you give out. Please trust yourself. I don't see you falling back into old patterns, because they're not even there for you to fall into. I see you just really sitting with these feelings and owning them and feeling into them and opening up. But please know that you deserve all that it is that you give out, and there are people out there that are just like you. And you've grown so much, you know. I just want to, there's a reference for you to have faith in how much you have grown, because this version of you wants the spotlight. This version of you wants connection, and you're allowed to want connection. Maybe you've repressed that feeling, and you're like, oh, you know, when people want relationships, they're just needy. Or when people want this, why can't they be on their own? And it's great to be able to be fine on our own. I think you've got that on lock. But we're also allowed to want connection with other people. We're allowed to want feelings with other people. We're allowed to have that. And maybe you've gone to extremes. Maybe you were somebody that was codependent, and then you've become independent, and you've gone from one extreme to the other. So now that you know both extremes, now we want to balance that out. Stop that pendulum right in the middle and balance both, you know? Pile number 3. What part of my pile number 3 is have they repressed that deserve the spotlight? I feel like you're a romantic as well. We have low ground. Yeah, I feel like you guys are a romantic. Pile number 3. Tribe. Guys, we literally have tribe, seek assistance. I feel like this next part of your life as well, you know, you're going to be welcoming people in. You're going to be balancing your energy with others. You're going to be allowing people in. You're going to be having connection like that. You're welcoming your tribe in. You know, maybe in the past, you might have tailored yourself to what everybody else needed. So the right people might not have been able to see you because you were in a different energy, because you were tailoring yourself to what other people needed, which again, may have come from childhood, where you felt the need to be what everyone needed in order to survive your childhood. But that cloak's come off now, and now you're standing in your truth, so people are going to see you. Your tribe are going to see you. They're going to recognize you. They're going to feel you, because you're no longer molding yourself into what other people may want. You know, so they're going to see you now. It's a completely different set of connections and energies coming in for you now. It's not the same. You're not jumping back on the merry-go-round. You're heading to the fun house, you know. Back of the deck we have Coyote, play and tricks. I feel like you're a little bit yeah, there is this feeling of like, what if I don't recognize when someone tries to come in with this? What happens if I don't recognize if someone tries to come in with this? You'll know. You're smart. Please trust yourself. Just standing in your truth is going to be enough of a boundary in itself. Saying the word no and listening to yourself. As long as you're listening to yourself and you're feeling into yourself, all is good. And I feel like you've learned to put yourself first. I feel like you've learned what you like, your likes, your dislikes, you know, your boundaries. And if you want to write them down and get into that, you can. You know, so you can kind of go home and be like, let's look at my boundaries. These are my boundaries. You know, these are my needs. Did they take this? Did they take this? You're allowed to do that. You can do that. And of course, take it slow. Take it as slow as you want. And if you feel you need more time in the cave, take more time in the cave. But this is for those of you that know you want connection and know you want that. Yeah. Let's pull some more cards. Pile number... Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Who's sings, I think it was Coldplay, but I don't know the lyrics. And he says something like, whoever said it was easy, or they never said it was easy. I can't remember the lyrics, and I'm sure it was Coldplay though. I don't remember the rest of the song, but I just heard that there may be a message in that song for some of you. They never said it was easy. Whoever said it was easy. And I'm sure it's Coldplay. Pile number 3. And I just looked by the side of me, and like I said in the intro, I have 3 of my cats, 3 out of the 4 cats with me. I have Jasper, I have Veda, and I have Luna. And as you guys know, I've probably mentioned this so many times, Jasper was a feral cat, and you know, he liked to be on his own. And before I got Veda, Padme, and Luna, Jasper used to be up in this room by himself. He'd go underneath the blanket and he'd just sit by himself all day. And he's a little bit wary when I got Veda and Padme, but if you see the 4 of them now, they're like best friends. Jasper loves the other cats so much, and as I'm speaking, he is cuddled on top of Veda right now, cuddling in with him. Like, he's come very far, but there was a point where he was just on his own all the time. And you know, connection is beautiful. Having connections with others is beautiful, and you deserve to have that beautiful light shine back into you that you give out. Pile number 3. Take your time though, and listen to yourself. I see you taking your time. I see connections coming in, and I see you moving very slow and taking your time. And I also see you checking in with yourself. Like, are we okay? Are we okay? We have the Explorer. Pile number 3. We have Surrender. You may be being pushed out of your cave a little bit, and you're like, nope. Yeah, back of the deck we have Reclaim. Yeah, this part of you within really wants connection. Really wants connection. But maybe you're also holding on to a level of control to keep yourself safe, and that's okay. That's okay. But you're also being called to, in time, when you're ready, take leaps, because I feel like there's a lot of connections you haven't experienced with this card here, and I feel like there's a lot of beauty and fun times to be had. And you know, that cave is open for a reason when you're ready. I think you have a lot to look forward to, but you want to surrender, and there are going to be intense feelings that come up. There are going to be, you know, worried feelings that come up, but I see you really honoring yourself and checking in with yourself. And you know, the more you do that, I feel the more balanced you are going to feel, and you're allowed to take things at your own pace too, in connections, friendships, you know, the right people. And I think as well that's going to protect you, because the right people are going to respect that and take their time. And I think that in itself is going to, you know, protect you as well. Pile number 3, please, Spirit Guides. Final card. What part of my pile number 3s deserves the spotlight? You deserve to be in your lover boy era, lover girl era, you know, your lover era. You deserve to be in that friendship, relationship, it doesn't matter. We have let me just get this straight for you guys. We have dawn, the light after the darkness. You've done so much beautiful work, and I feel like it's time you bring the light back in. And I think you've done an incredible time of bringing the light back in, but you know, I just see like a house with the lights on and beautiful flowers and furniture, and I've done such an incredible job of doing it up and doing it out. I want people to join me now. you know, and the right people are going to come in and bring the right peace offerings and are going to respect the house, and you can go to their house, and, you know, it's like, you deserve that now. I feel like you've really grown. With the owl here, I feel like you're seeing things from a higher perspective. And the fact that it's there, the light after the darkness, like, you're not who you were. You've grown, you've evolved. You're not stuck on that same timeline as you were before. And the back of the deck, we have joy. Rejoicing in the present. And as you can see, there's like autumn leaves just kind of falling around her. You deserve the light that you give out to be poured back into you, because I think you give light out to a lot of people, and I think you deserve to have it back. Yeah. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3, that is what I have for you guys. I don't know why I said that. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. I feel like, as well, me saying spirit guides, I feel like there's also a feeling of like, let go and let my spirit guides take me where I need to go. Like, calling out to your spirit guides and surrendering. Let me bring whoever I need in to come in. Like, bring whoever needs to come in, and like, I surrender, like, I'm open, you know? Because you can also surrender to your spirit guides too, to take you where you need to go. Spirit's always working with you. Yeah. So pile 3, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.